are watching Germantown Municipal Television, your source for everything Germantown.
Welcome to Entertaining Germantown. I'm Parke Kennedy and I'm pleased to be your host. On this show, we take a look every month at some of the great things going on in the arts and culture world in and around Germantown. I'll be chatting with Marcus Cox from Playhouse on the Square, Marian Crooks and M.P. Carter representing ACT-SO Memphis, and GPAC's marketing manager, Nevada Presley. Here with me today is Marcus Cox, Director of Community Relations at Playhouse on the Square. Marcus is going to give us a preview of their holiday season shows. Hi, Marcus. Thanks for being here today.
It's always a pleasure, Park. Thank you.
Glad to have you back and excited to talk about these we've got three really great shows coming up in this holiday season, kind of a little bit tied into each other, a couple of them.
A little bit, yes.
So, and just looking at the schedules, it's so busy.
Super.
I don't know how you all keep track of it all, but.
We try to take a break right before and then just put our head down and keep running.
Keep running.
That's right.
Well, it's exciting, and I know it's such a gift to the community to bring some of these holiday themed shows back. And in some cases, like Peter Pan, again and again and again.
That's right.
They become community favorites. Well, let's start with the first one.
Okay.
Junie B. Jones is not a crook.
She's not. That's right.
She's not a crook.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Okay, so obviously, you know, Junie B. Jones is a well-acclaimed children's book series.
Right.
We have been living with Junie for some 20 years or so.
Yeah.
This is our fourth rendition of a Junie B. Jones story at the Circuit Playhouse. This one is Junie B. Jones is Not a Crook. It's a stage play versus the musical that we did, I think, last year, a couple of years ago. The basic premise of the story is that we meet Junie. She's in kindergarten. She's got all of her good friends with her. And then we get to meet Handsome Warren for the first time. And Junie, her grandfather gives her a pair of mittens, and they're the most beautiful black furry mittens, and he gave them to her for no reason at all. And then, unfortunately, Junie loses the mittens, and she goes to Lost and Found to try to find them, and they're not there, but there is this really nice pen that has different colors. And so Junie, of course, with her precocious mind, believes, well, if I can't have my mittens, then it's okay for me to have this pen. And so the story definitely teaches a great idea of morality and ethics without beating that, you know, over your head.
Yeah, yeah.
And Junie is going to be Junie. She gets in trouble, and she has to go sit in timeout, and she has to navigate friendships.
She's
and,
precocious.
and
she's
all
funny.
That. Exactly.
Yeah,
but
she's honest.
She's honest.
She's very
yes,
honest.
she is.
Yes,
yes she
so
is.
We love Junie.
Yeah, my favorite line in the show, I believe, is that she says, you know, I tell the truth, but sometimes they don't want to hear it.
They don't. Isn't that the truth?
It's true, though. Yeah, yeah.
So with Junie B. Jones, there's a tie-in. You guys are great about coming up with these creative partnerships with other organizations, the community.
That's
I believe Literacy Mid-South is involved.
That's right.
And you're giving away copies of the Junie B. Jones.
Of the Junie B. Jones
this
book.
Particular
This
book.
Junie B. Jones is Not a Crook. That's right. Yes.
Awesome.
So yeah, during Pay What You Can, which is one of our series that we allow, you know, for those who can't pay the regular price of a ticket, then they have an opportunity to join and see professional live theater in a way that's better for them and helps with Arts Memphis and First Tennessee. We're able to offer Pay What You Can. Junie B. Jones' Pay What You Can is going to be December 20th, and our good friends with Literacy Mid-South will be on hand. And for the first 100 families, they're going to give a Junie B. Jones book.
So Pay What You Can, literally, I come in, I show up. Do I have to buy tickets in advance?
We would like for you to buy them in advance, yes, and you can contact our box office. The best way is to come to the box office itself to purchase them, and you can obviously call our box office 726-4656 to get the information of when those tickets are going to be available.
And it literally can be a token donation.
That's correct.
For myself and my family, bring the kids.
That's right. That's
experience
right. Yep.
this, expose them to the arts.
Yes.
And this is part, you said, of a greater program sponsored by
Arts First and First Tennessee Foundation has been so generous to sponsor our Pay What You Can series for this season.
And so this carries on throughout the series.
Throughout the series.
The season.
There's the entire season. There's a Pay What You Can for every performance between our Playhouse on the Square stage, the Circuit Playhouse, and our Black Box place, the Theater Works.
That's a phenomenal gift.
It's great.
A wonderful opportunity
great, yeah.
Because I know a lot of times that people, even if they can get to the show, they want to, but it can be expensive.
Exactly. And then, especially for our family productions, as Junie B. Jones and Peter Pan are, you want to be able to bring your entire family to them. And $40 ticket is kind of tough for even, for a family of four.
Absolutely.
That's quite a bit.
And then if the goal as a theater is to really kind of create this love of the arts,
yes.
If they can't come back because, again, it's too expensive, but this way they can pick another show and pay what they can for that one.
And it's in the mission of Playhouse on the Square to make theater available to everyone in our community.
Community.
That is one of the ways that we live that mission, is by our Pay What You Can series.
That's great. So then the next show is Peter Pan.
That's right.
Perennial holiday favorite.
Yes. This is
How many times?
Installation number 27.
Wow.
Yes. And it's directed again by Courtney Oliver, who is a Memphis Theater Ostrander Award winner as a choreographer and a director, and she is a member of our resident company as well. She's an actress in her own right, and she's also a former Peter Pan.
Oh, that's
so
fun.
It's great to have someone who has, who has donned the tights to direct this production as well, and it's great. We've got
any changes?
There are some new additions. There's a few new dances. Our Lost Boys and the pirates and the Native Americans in the show are reintroduced in a new way this year. So we're really excited about that. A more respectful way. So we're really excited for that. And then we've got a great caveat to this production. Brooke Papritz is one of our Peter Pans because we double cast it because we offered this show as for student matinees as well. So it's a lot for one actor to keep going up and down. So
because there's flying.
There's flying, exactly. So Carolyn Simpson and Brooke Papritz, who's Brooke is one of our resident company members, as well as we've got two Captain Hooks, Danny Crow, who's one of our associate company members, and this is his second year with us. He loved us so much he decided to stay. So we're happy to have him. And our resident company music director, Nathan McHenry, is our other Captain Hook. And the great thing about it this year is that just a few months ago, Brooke and Nathan got married.
Oh,
so
keeping
Captain
it
Hook
all in the family.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Right. Yeah, Playhouse is all about showmances. Our executive producer met his wife working for Playhouse. Angela Ingersoll, who I know you know, she and her husband Michael were interns together, and then they moved on to get married as well.
I love it.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show when you share a passion for something, then you have that.
That's right.
in
No
common.
one knows a theater person better than another theater person.
All right, tell us the Pay What You Can for that show is.
Pay What You Can. We've got two for Peter Pan.
Awesome.
Yes, December 27th and December 28th.
Okay, and then there is for Peter Pan on her 70th birthday coming up. We only have a few minutes left, but quick, tell us about that.
So for Peter Pan on her 70th, it was written by Sarah Rule, who's a great Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright. You meet Anne, who was the Peter Pan for her hometown community theater for years and years. She and her brothers and her sister, who are coincidentally named Michael, John, and Wendy, come back to their hometown to say goodbye to their father, who's on his last days of life. And so the story basically addresses that idea of, that inevitability that we're all going to have to face. But there's a twist to this when there is a dream sequence where they go back to Neverland. She dons the tights again, flies back to Neverland with her brothers and sisters, and Peter fights Captain Hook.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right, so to get to the end of that story,
yes.
you got to go to the show.
You've got to go to the show. Pay What You Can for that one is December 16th.
Thank you, Marcus.
You're welcome.
Pleasure as
my
always.
pleasure, my pleasure.
All right, it's time for a short break. When we come back, I'll talk to Marian Crooks and M.P. Carter, who are here representing ACT-SO Memphis, about an upcoming arts exhibition of student work.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Wacha. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org. Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
You are watching Germantown Municipal Television, your source for everything Germantown.
My next guests are Marian Crooks, chairperson and coordinator of ACT-SO of Memphis, and M.P. Carter, former ACT-SO chair and coordinator. Thank you so very much, both of you, for being here today.
Thank you.
And Marian, you are the current director, and MP, you're the former director.
Exactly.
And you guys are here to kind of share some history and then some current knowledge about what's going on at ACT-SO. And particularly, we're going to talk about an upcoming student arts exhibition that's happening at GPAC. So just to step back for a minute, ACT-SO of Memphis stands for the Afro-Academic, Cultural, Technological, and Scientific Olympics.
That's correct.
Give us a little history on this organization.
I'd be happy. I've been around a long time, so I
Okay.
know a lot about it. This organization, it's one of the youth initiatives of the NAACP. As you said, it stands for, it's the acronym for Afro-Academic, Cultural, Technological, and Scientific Olympics. It's a local and national competition of high school students, and it was organized, well, they say 38 or 39 years ago. They can't remember which year we actually went to one of those cities that we go to a different city for the national or a competition every year. And there's a big argument about that, but we know that it's over 30 years ago that they started. And Memphis has been a part of it all of those years.
That's wonderful.
We're one of the few cities that has been there every year that it has been in existence. And it was first initiated by Vernon Jarrett. He was a journalist for the Sun-Times in Chicago Sun-Times. And he realized that there were a lot of things for African-American kids in football and basketball, and they could show their prowess, and in singing, and well, not always singing and dancing, but he thought that there should have been some means by which to showcase and spotlight these kids who couldn't run a football and couldn't kick a field goal, but they were smart. And in fact, he really called it the Olympics of the mind, where these kids were given an opportunity to show their acumen in other areas. And so, and by the way, Vernon Jarrett is a Tennessee native. He came from Paris, Tennessee.
Really?
And went to school up in Knoxville College. So he was a Tennessee guy and went and did well in Chicago. But when he brought this idea to the NAACP, they grabbed it and ran with it, and that's why it became a part of the NAACP. And we are just very, very proud of it. Each year we have high school students who apply to compete in this local competition. And this local competition has 5 broad categories: visual arts, performing arts, business, science, help me, Marian. There's 5 of them.
Humanity.
Humanities, that's the one I'm
okay.
forgetting. 5 broad categories, but many categories under each of those. And They are they prepare themselves for the big competition, and they are honored by receiving either silver, gold, no, bronze, silver, or gold medals.
Like the Olympics?
Yeah, just like the
Yes.
Olympics.
Got
That's
it.
why. Yes, and now here's the kicker though. Only the gold medals will go to the national.
To the next,
to the
to
national.
the nationals. And every year the nationals are in a different city.
In different cities.
And it's like a 5-day deal, right?
It's a 5-day deal.
So
and
life-changing.
it's
very much
life-changing.
so.
It will never be the same again.
Right.
And Memphis branch of the NAACP foots the whole bill. They pay for the airline tickets, they pay for the hotel
That's phenomenal.
and food. And these kids, all they have to do is just be good.
They just have to
And
be
go-
good and be
That's
rewarded.
right.
But they have to work their way through the steps in this process.
Right.
So
and once they become gold medalists, what we do is we polish them and we get them prepared for the national, even though they're really, really good. If they won here, they're good. But when you get to the national level, it's a different ball game. And so what we do is we kind of polish them up and refine their acts so that when they get to the national, they are going to be really,
They're
really
really
even
gonna
better
show.
than they were here. Because Marian has been very, very successful in getting people in their category to mentor them while they're being, while they're getting ready for the national competition.
So let's talk about this upcoming arts exhibition. It's going to be at GPAC. It's part of the visual arts exhibitions that rotate monthly at GPAC that are sponsored by Kimmery Wealth Management. But this particular show is going to be called Art Out Loud, A Reflection of Student Voices. It's sponsored by JW and Kathy Gibson. And there's going to be a student reception on January 12th from 5:30 to 7:30. So this show is really a reflection of the work produced in just a couple of categories, right?
Yes.
For kids who are endeavoring to participate in this, get to the next level of competition.
We feel so privileged to be given this opportunity. It will include our visual artists, sketching, drawing, painting, and sculpture, as well as spoken word and poetry.
I'm really excited
And
about that.
so are we,
That's
so
such
are
a
we.
great chance for the kids to perform in front of an audience, a different audience. I'm sure that they do so when they're in competition, but a different audience,
Yes.
and really show a broad range of talent there. And so this work that's on display at GPAC, will it be for sale?
It will be. Number one, it gives the kids a broader audience, and then an opportunity to showcase their work and talk about their work, the processes by which they completed them, and if they so desire, the public may purchase them.
I love it. Do you have a piece of work with you actually done by a young artist who participated in the program, was it last year?
Yes.
Okay, because these are high school students. She's now in college, in art school, you told me
Yes.
earlier, which is really exciting. Tell us about this piece of work. Tell us about the artist.
Well, the strange thing about it is that this young lady participated on the national level in dramatics last year. She was not a first place winner in the art category,
Really?
but she was trying, once the young people enter ACT-SO, they may enter up to 3 categories. And so we have actually had a couple of first place winners in double categories.
That's
But
fantastic.
this painting was done by Lyrical Jenkins.
Lyrical
And
Jenkins.
she was a senior last year. So yes, she is indeed in Nashville in art school.
So this is a great example of the caliber of work that we'll see at the Visual Arts
Yes,
exhibition.
yes.
If you're interested in more, come by on, January 12th to the Visual Arts exhibition, or you can stop by.
reception is
The
the
reception
12th.
is, the exhibition is up the entire month of January. So come by GPAC or go to the GPAC website to find out more. Thank you so much, ladies, for being here today and for sharing this amazing program with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. It's time for another short break. When we come back, we'll catch up with Nevada Presley about everything that's happening at GPAC.
do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
You are watching Germantown Municipal Television, your source for everything Germantown.
Welcome back to Entertaining Germantown. I'm very pleased to welcome GPAC's marketing manager, Nevada Presley, back to the show to talk about what's happening at GPAC. Hi, Nevada. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you.
All right, so what's happening at GPAC? We're here to talk about January.
Yes.
And I think you've got a full slate.
Yeah, I think we have a smattering of almost everything we do in January.
Just a little something for
everybody.
everybody.
Yeah, just a little something for everybody. So we kick off January on January 11th with Doyle Lawson and Quicksilver and Flat Lonesome. So these are two different bluegrass groups. Doyle Lawson and Quicksilver are sort of old school bluegrass, lots of gospel. And Flat Lonesome is brand new, young pickers. So if you like bluegrass, then you will definitely enjoy the evening because it's a mix of every kind of bluegrass that you can imagine.
Fun.
They're both really interesting. Doyle Lawson and Quicksilver just won the International Bluegrass Association's Vocal Group of the Year. And Flat Lonesome has also actually won several awards from them. And they are a true family band. So the three vocalists are two sisters and a brother. And then they also play mandolin, fiddle, and guitar. And the mandolin player is married to the banjo player. So they're just young and spunky, and it's going to be a really great show.
On tour together.
On tour together, yeah.
Awesome. So
and
that's part of
everybody's
the-
from Tennessee, so.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's great. So that's part of our American Music Series.
Yes.
And then right
The very
after
next
that,
night,
literally
yep.
the
So
next
that's
night.
a Friday night. The next night is January 12th, and we are hosting Fred Hirsch Pocket Orchestra. So Fred Hirsch is a composer and jazz pianist, and he's been playing for like 30 years, a really long time. But he's not that old, but so he must have started very young, in his teens, I'm guessing. And he wrote
30
a
years goes by quickly,
yeah,
Nevada.
exactly. He wrote a book last year called Everything Good Happens Slowly, and he's just a very interesting man. The book is about being gay in the jazz world and not being out for a long time and then coming out, and so he's a very interesting man, really, really talented, and been playing jazz, turns out, for like his whole life.
Wonderful.
So that's January 12th. Let's see, on the 18th, which is the next Saturday, oh, actually, the 18th is the next Friday. We've got Jazz in the Box.
Right.
So another jazz vocalist, Debbie Duncan. I love jazz in that little Watkins Studio Theater, too. It's
It's
just,
so intimate.
It's really
and
cool.
warm and cozy, and you feel connected.
Exactly. It's a really great evening. On that Saturday, the 19th, we have Peanut Butter and Jam, and it's Bollywood and Beyond.
Oh, I want to go to that one.
I know, it's a great opportunity to introduce kids to just the amazing, colorful, vibrant culture of India. So they'll do some like old school India things and then really energetic Bollywood. And those shows are really affordable, $8,9:30 and 10:30 in the morning on that Saturday.
And it's $8 for the child,
Yeah,
and
and
the
then
child can bring
up to two adults.
chaperones.
Yeah, and
one for each hand.
Exactly, and the adults and the kids are in there moving and grooving and having a great time. It's really a neat opportunity.
Who can't move to Bollywood?
Exactly.
Right?
Woo. Yeah, that's the 19th.
Okay, and then coming up after that, another sort of movement opportunity.
Exactly. It's Art Savvy. Art Savvies are free. We do ask that you make a reservation, but there's no charge to attend an Art Savvy. And this one is absolute beginner tap. So if you have any notion that you might have a hidden tap dancer, you should come on that Tuesday evening at 7. I'm not exactly sure what it will entail, but the Hotfoot Honeys, who are a great tap group here in town, will be here, and it's for some adult tap.
So January 22nd,
Yep,
come try your tap toes
Yep.
for free at GPAC, and the Hotfoot Honeys, which is a local group of tap enthusiasts, are going to kind of run this thing. And this is really sort of a way to segue into a really special tap performance.
Really, really special tap performance. Dorrance Dance is a tap, like a contemporary tap company. They tour all over. The director is a MacArthur Fellow. And so
That's
there's
the
lots
MacArthur
of jazz.
Genius Award,
Exactly.
right?
And so they do, there's tap and jazz, which are such American art forms. And the way that they sort of dissect tap, but in a really good way, like sort of pushing its limits and making it more contemporary. I mean, the pictures, you're just like, whoa, they are dancing. I mean, it's really cool, but lots of movement all over the stage. Like, I kind of think of tap dancing as sort of standing in one place. This is not that kind of tap.
It's
just
a
like,
company based in New York, right?
yeah, and I'm sorry, her name is
Michelle
Dorrance. Yes.
And she's the MacArthur Genius Award winner.
Yeah, and I think
for a couple years
2017.
back, yeah. And now I did read an article in, I think it was a Garden and Gun magazine about a year ago, talking about Michelle Dorrance and her company. And it said something that has really stuck with me, that the dance community doesn't fully have the language yet to describe what they're really doing out there. So it's tap at a whole new level.
Yeah, at like an incredible new level. And I think our community loves jazz so much, and it reminds me of jazz, and I know they dance to a lot of jazz. So if you are not sure about tap, but you like sort of American art forms and that genre of music, definitely come to Dorrance Dance.
It's incredibly physical, incredibly musical. I would imagine that anyone who's in any way related to the dance community or a dance aficionado would really be inspired by seeing this show.
I'm really excited about it. It's definitely one of my top 2 or 3 for the season to see.
And
it's
tickets
January
are still
26th.
on sale.
Yep, tickets are on sale now. It's on January 26th at 8 p.m.
Exciting. And for those shows, there is an arts access opportunity, right? I think if you show up half an hour before the show and you have an arts access card, you can actually get free tickets to that show, subject to availability.
Right.
Which is really, really a special opportunity, especially for folks who, would find the ticket price prohibitive if they're trying to bring a group, especially of young people.
Right, if you have
to
a bunch to come.
So. Awesome. What a plethora. We've got jazz, American music, Bollywood for children, adult tap dances for adults, culminating with a super duper state-of-the-art Dorrance Dance tap show at the end of January.
Right.
Thank you so much, Nevada, for coming and sharing
Thank
all this
you.
with us. So for more information about tickets, go to the box office,
GPACweb.com.
Okay, that's our website, and then the box office phone number is
751-7500.
Got it. Thank you, Nevada. It's time to wrap up this episode. Thank you to all my guests for being here, and you, the viewer, for joining us on Entertaining Germantown. If you'd like to watch this or other shows on Germantown Municipal Television, please visit www.gmtvonline.org. I hope you will join us when Entertaining Germantown returns next month.